We're good.
We're good? Okay. So, welcome to Northern Perspective. This is episode 14. 14's in, 14 deep. That's really cool. So this is the 6th for the calendar year of 2026. So this is a debrief with context of North Glengarry's June 22nd council meeting. I do believe there was just one this month, right?
Correct.
Okay, so today on Northern Perspective, we sit down with Mayor Jamie MacDonald. We unpack this June 22nd council meeting. This includes agricultural planning, zoning amendments, rural housing, economic developments, and the next step for the Maxville Lagoon. There's also, we talk about revitalization through the CIP, which is a great program for Alexandria and North Glengarry. The Celebrate Canada funding for local events, updates on some water, drinking water infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera. So welcome, Jamie.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with our topics. You told me it was when you came in, it's you only had one meeting, but it was a pretty
a long one, yeah.
Pretty full meeting.
Lots to unpack.
Lots to discuss. So agricultural development and planning, council approve a minor variance to allow the construction of a new poultry barn.
Yep.
And sort of manure storage facility. So recognizing the sites, the topography, so while ensuring compliance with provincial nutrient management standards. So what size of barn are we talking about? And this is rural, correct?
Yes, this is rural. So we're talking about a new poultry storage barn of 60. It's approximately 67 feet by 235 feet, if I'm not mistaken. There is currently already a barn there that's of equal size
on that same
property.
Okay.
So it's fair to put it in that same location. They're putting a larger manure storage pit. So I think I think they've done everything right. I think they've been good farming citizens. We haven't really received any complaints in that area.
Okay.
And I think the planner had a few questions that were asked of him prior to the meeting, but there were no objections to it.
Okay. And as you say, it's local to the area as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So the Maxville Lagoon expansion, this is we talked about it in a few other interviews that you're trying to help some of the Alexandria one sort of take care of some of the costs with that, but you received an update on environmental assessment.
Yep.
For this expansion, and that includes the preferred treatment technology to accommodate future growth of that particular project. So can you tell us more about the assessment plan for this project and why it's important for Maxville?
So this is a huge project, and while we were doing the environmental assessment, we were moving forward, but again, we always knew that we would have to find the money to do it. We would need government help in that. So we didn't know. We hoped it would be maybe 1, 2, 3 years down the road that we were able to secure this kind of funding. Of course, we were very fortunate with what happened with the Alexandria Lagoon, which was fully funded by the provincial government. And we came in way under budget.
Okay.
Normally in those situations, sometimes the government would claw back the money, but we had some very good meetings. We went with our local representatives, MPP Sarazan, as well as MPP Nolan. And we met with the Associate Minister up in Toronto at the last Good Roads.
Okay.
And we had very good discussions with them about, being able to use that money and finish another project that, they won't have to fund in the future. They were pretty happy to do that. And, while we're still awaiting for the official word, it appears that that's something that's going to happen. So the environmental assessment, we had a public meeting that outlined what those look like. Some of them were more expensive, all the way down to do nothing, which is not definitely not a choice we want to make. So this preferred solution is about $11.5 million.
Okay.
and we'll be able to expand development in Maxville. We do have lots of land there to develop, lots of local people that are ready to develop those lands. And and I think it's important to also mention, just some people are worried about losing small town charm when we develop, but we are definitely keeping that in mind. We want to do good, sustainable development, and I think that's important to note. So this is a good news story. We've chosen which route we're going. So now it's moved to the design phase, and then get it out for tender hopefully next year.
Oh, wow. That's very cool. Okay. So the Celebrate Canada funding, this is usually something that comes in pretty much every year, but council approved funding out the allocations per se to help local organizations. I know you've been to Canada Day one in Glen Robertson.
Yep.
This past weekend. So this Canada Day, Canada funding, Celebrate Canada funding is to actually host or to help organizations host some of these things. So what organizations per se are benefiting from these grants, and how are these funds usually used for?
So it generally goes by, we look at the budget for the actual event, and this year the money was less than we've gotten in the past. So we had to bring
is it because the government's sort of cutting back?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm sure that it's heavily subscribed, so it could be that, but we'll make do with what we have. And so the larger portion went to Alexandria with larger expenses, and so the Alexandria Lions Club, who put on Canada Day in Alexandria, were the benefactors, and the recreation associations in Glen Robertson, as well as Maxville and Apple Hill receive funds. So they're free to do whatever they would like with the money, to spend it on games or to spend it on fireworks or whatever they please. It's just fantastic to see volunteers putting on, putting on these events to help celebrate our country. And as you said, we were in Glen Robertson this weekend, and that was a great, definitely a great celebration. And
from photos, from what I saw, a lot of smiles and a lot of...
Yeah, for sure. And then on the 30th in Maxville from 4 o'clock on, and Apple Hill from 4 o'clock on. So, and then to Alexandria on July 1st with the parade. At noon. So it's an exciting. It was a great weekend, and then an exciting few days coming up.
And it's good to see the smaller, very very small municipalities or smaller places sort of get sort of their 15 minutes as well too, because they deserve. I mean, they've been around for a while. They used to be bigger, and they used to have. They used to be, they're still an integral part of
absolutely
of it. They might not have as much sort of immediate population as they did, but
the hamlets are really important to us, and and I think they need to remain a focus as we move forward. We have great recreation associations in almost every hamlet, and that we fund. And they fundraise as well, and they put on great lots of fun things. I look back at Delkeith Carnival and things like that. Dunvegan do a carnival as well, and so it's we have really good organizations and good people helping.
And I guess it makes them feel that they are part of the bigger picture of the township as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
So we're looking. You received the this is sort of a little bit on what we were talking for the. I don't want to skip ahead here. So the Angus Wallace Hope Community Garden. So council approved naming the Alexandria Community Garden in honor of Angus Wallace Hope. We better know him as Wally Hope. Who we recently lost. Not too long ago, for his years of volunteer service. So. Where are these community gardens located in Alexandria, and how do Alexandria residents benefit from them?
So they're located right across from the Glengarry District High School. So it would be in the site of our old water tower.
A little water tower.
You know, so that's been, you know, sitting fairly vacant for the last few years, and you know, we thought that that would be something that, you know, people could participate in, and it kind of sat for about a year, and, you know, nothing really happened with it, but became a little bit of a focus this year to get it moving and to expand, you know, looking to expand it hopefully in the future. We have, it's a nice area right there, and you know, I'd like for, you know, the people in the township to take advantage of it.
So how does it work for people to?
Well, I think they, you know, they would, you know, meet with our staff and, you know, choose a spot that they're going to plant something, and you know, becomes a place for people to, you know, raise their own vegetables or whatever they would like to do, flowers, you know. So I think it's a great idea. As far as calling it the Angus Wallace Hope,
Yeah, that's what was my question. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's fantastic. You know, this is brought to us by the Lions Club, and the Lions Club, you know, Wally was a member of the Lions Club for more than 70 years.
Wow.
And so they you know, came to the township to ask if you know, it would be appropriate if they could name it. Of course, we know right behind that property is the family dwelling. Yeah, the family dwelling is right there. So yeah, and you know, the Lions Club have put forth a grant of $2,000, and the Hope family has matched that to put up, you know, perhaps a little archway with that on there. So I think it's a nice thing for.
And he did have an impact on the region and the county.
Absolutely.
And people did know him. And as you said, you know, 70 years in the Lions Club is some important volunteering.
Well, he used to. I don't think if you talk to anybody from, you know, my age or, you know, in and around that time, everybody remembers him on Canada Day. He was always at the front gate with when the Lions Club were always selling the $1,000 draw.
Exactly.
He always had it around his neck, a real $1,000 bill, and you know, so you know, he did do a lot of work in this area. So
interesting. So the you know, going back to just a little bit about the what do you call it? A little bit touching on the Maxville Lagoon system, the drinking water report itself. So you received some updates, you know, regarding both Alexandria and Maxville's drinking water systems, and they remain compliant. But you're still continuing efforts to address sort of water loss because this is aging infrastructure, right? So, what are the biggest infrastructure challenges facing the township today?
So we, you know, definitely in Alexandria, we've been trying to replace a lot of the pipes, you know. So when we need to replace a pipe, we do the road, or when we need to do the road, we do the pipe as well. You know, definitely the Alexandria Main Street project, which we're hoping is in the near horizon, will take care of a lot of that infrastructure on Main Street that is very old, and you know, assuming that we're losing a lot of water there. The Maxville, the water that was going to Maxville, we are having some loss there, but you know, we believe that loss is, and we're setting up on certain hydrants or certain areas where say, you know, the SDG counties were coming in, and, you know, when they're doing sweeping, they hook up to the pipe, and we have no accounting for that. So that's probably what's making up most of our loss. When the fire department hooks up to one, you know, that's not accounted for. So most of these will now have meters on them, just so that we can keep track to make sure that we aren't losing water within the system. So within the whole report, there were no red flags. You know, what was brought to the attention of the waterworks staff has been taken care of, and you know, it's an ongoing process, and you know, it's great that you know, people can feel safe drinking their water. So it's important.
So there was you also approved there was some zoning amendments to allowing secondary dwellings on surplus agricultural property. So, and this was recognized as a home-based brewery sort of as an agricultural related business. So can you tell us what new businesses we're talking about, and how do you expect more of these sort of home-based agricultural business to
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful addition to the community. This particular one we're talking about is Wood Brothers, and I'm happy that they were able to get the amendment that they needed. What we were worried about was, or what we weren't worried about, they had called me as well, and I went to the counties and we discussed this. And usually, when you separate a piece of land from farmland, you take the minimal amount of space. Here, they were hoping to keep the bush, because there's maple trees in there. They do use those products within their beer, so they wanted to keep it, and the counties agreed, and were declaring them a home-based business allowed for that to happen. So I think a compromise was really good here in this case, and keeps the farmland will be farmed, and the bushland will stay. So we won't see a clear cut of those trees, and it'll remain within the Wood Brothers brewery and for future use.
And it allows them for. If they do sort of have a dwelling on there, it allows for expansion.
Well, there's room for expansion, and so I think it was an important decision that came, and I'm really glad for our local business.
So CIP grants, so they're called Community Improvement Plan grants. So you approved several grants to support facade improvements, signage upgrades, and heritage building restoration. This has been going on for a while in Alexandria, and has seen some really nice improvements. So can you tell us a little bit about what the CIP is about, and also who are perhaps some of the recipients of the CIP program this year?
Yeah, so the CIP is basically what you just said: facade improvement, signage, to help bring a heritage home or business, commercial building back to its glory. So we've seen a lot of uptake. We've seen uptake in Maxville. We've seen some uptake in other hamlets as well. There are heritage buildings everywhere, and it's nice, rather than demolishing something, to see people put some effort, and because yes, we provide a grant, but it doesn't cover all the costs. The proponent needs to have significant skin in the game. So I think it's a great program. We've been doing it. You've seen so many improvements on main streets, and it has, again, we put it to it's not only main streets anymore. It could be on any street, any hamlet, any road concession. We want to see our history maintained, and we want to have nice looking buildings. So it's really important, and it's this time was a home on Dominion Street, Linda Turner's home. The facade, which includes the roof part, was in need of some TLC for sure. And again, she's doing the brunt of the work through her own on her own dime, and for the township, we're there just to help see it go through, and it's great. They'll take a nice, beautiful. It's a beautiful house, and to see it.
Were there some businesses that got some?
The other one was Councillor Jacques Massey, who declared a conflict of interest and had to leave the meeting while we decided that. There'll be a redo on his building, and
the mill.
The mill, and it's long overdue, I think, and Jacques' been talking about that for a long time, and I think it's going to look really good. Councillor Madden did ask the question about a member of council applying for one of these grants, and of course it has to be treated completely separately, and we look at the merit of the project, not generally who's putting it through. So the Arts, Culture and Heritage Committee deemed that an acceptable project, and it's going to go forward. So happy about
this.
that.
And of course, these are well, they're landmarks that if they do disappear, then the heritage goes with it.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's if there's actually a possibility for a fix while they're still in use.
Yep.
Then that's a bonus, And,
absolutely.
The history lives on, and can be perpetuated for a little while longer.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
okay, let me just see here. We're just down to the last one. So public participation at council meetings. So you sort of reviewed procedures governing public participation during council meeting and planning matter. This was just at the very end. So how does council strike the right balance between encouraging the public participation and maintaining efficient meetings? That's sort of what sort of came
so we didn't actually it wasn't actually a report. It stemmed from a question from the audience in regards to participating while the meeting's going on, and every vote before we vote is to give the public a chance to speak. We allow a question period at the end of every meeting, and most, if you can go check at most municipalities in.
This is pretty standard.
No, most municipalities in SDG, Prescott, Russell don't have question periods.
Really?
We've always had it, and I think it's a vital part. It does say one question pertaining to items that are on the agenda, but. I don't recall stopping anyone since I've been mayor to, unless it's going off topic, So we members of council are present in the community in, whether we're at events, whether we're grocery shopping, whether we're at a restaurant, we are accessible, and we feel that there are public meetings, there are public venues for doing this. Phone calls. I'm on social media. I get probably anywhere from 20 to 40 messenger questions per week of people just asking questions on first off maybe items that are coming up on the agenda, or just things that are happening in their own neighborhoods.
So that sort of comes up more or less organically through council members to council itself.
Absolutely. So are we absolutely doing the best we can? I don't think anybody can ever say that they're doing the best they can, and there's always room for improvement. But council meetings are business meetings, and they need to proceed that way. We're elected by members of the community to do the best job that we can, and every member of council is available to speak about every item that coming up on an agenda, or that has already happened on an agenda. So we're well informed.
Okay. So technically, I mean, the public is invited to attend the meetings and and also as you've mentioned to perhaps contact your members of council to discuss things, whether those could be put forth and
Some people show up early to a meeting and ask to speak to member of council, all of council, and that's great too. Like we're open to having good dialogue with all of our residents.
Okay, so big picture. So I guess there's still lots to do. There's always lots to do in all the time. But is council winding down its agenda because of the upcoming election, or are there still some important issues to be brought up, and are they going to be going forward? Or?
So there's still lots to get done, and it looks like we will likely be a lame duck council on August 21st.
Can you explain what a lame duck council is?
Where 20 more than we would need if 6 out of 7 people are not running in the election that are currently on council, we would be in a lame duck council. It goes by a percentage, and because of the number we have 7, the percentage is works out to 6. So,
Okay.
we already know that at this point, Councillor Cadell and Councillor Massey will not be running in the election.
Okay.
So we will be a lame duck council. We will pass over that doesn't mean the business of the municipality stops. Our CAO will be given the opportunity to continue to move agenda items forward, and things need to get paid, everything. So everything, the municipality keeps working. For us, this summer looks to, generally things are quiet in the summer, and it looks like it could be a busy summer. We have lots coming up. Something that happened the other night that was, if you watched the meeting and didn't stay to watch after our in-camera session, we had to approve in-camera. We had to approve a contract with a local supplier that will be providing kayaks at the park, kayak rentals. And, we're super excited about that. Stephanie McRae, our community development director, had been working on this with this company. And I think, with some help maybe through the counties. We're excited to have that being offered down at the park. And
that is starting sooner.
I would believe that we will see that on Canada Day.
Oh, wow.
That'll be there. And so, that's some exciting stuff. And all summer, all of our recreation associations put on events. Things are always happening. So, again, lots going on.
Good. All right. Well, thank you for coming in, and thank you for doing this debrief. Really appreciate it. So we want to thank all of our viewers for watching, and we welcome, we make sure that our main sponsor, Glengarry Clothing Company, is well sort of shouted out, so we're going to shout out to them. They actually sort of help produce or give a little bit of their hard-earned money to help with this segment. We also want to remind the public that putting this together is a feat. So if you want to come in and you want to volunteer. Whether you want to do some camera switching or even some editing, think of it as sort of a community TV, if you wish, and we'll be glad to teach you and glad to show you the process, whether it's for a segment like this here, or we have other segments coming up with musicians or archive things coming up with Alan J. MacDonald. If you want to sort of help with some of those, even in for example, planning some of those or have some ideas for some of those segments, please do come in. We do appreciate all kinds of inputs. Again, thanks for watching us. Check out for these posts on social media. We're going to be a little more active because it is an election season. Yeah. So we're going to go out there and just ask, what's up, and perhaps ask some folks in the municipality to say, and we also hopefully, touch wood, plan to hold a debate if that's
be great.
That's on our agenda, a mayoral debate. So look for that. And again, if you want to sponsor, not sponsor, but you want to be a volunteer, then stop by and come and say hi. So again, Jamie, thank you for coming in.
All right.
Okay, I guess we'll see each other in August, right after the Highland Games, right?
Yeah, we do have some meetings in July, but we'll whenever you want me to come, I will come.
Yeah. So again, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and we shall see each other soon. Cheers.
Take care.